Hello and welcome in to another episode of Farm to Fame. I am Kelsey Wingert. That is Peter Moylan. That is our captain, Maddie Mass. None of us matter today because we have a very special guest who I've gotten to know this week, and Wynton Bernard.
What's up, guys?
I think we've all got to know you this week, to be honest with you. If you don't know you now, welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Wynton, thank you so much. We are literally staying in the same hotel right now, just taping. But if you haven't been following Wynton's stories this week, it's been literally, and a lot of us have said this, like your debut was like a career day for so many of us. Like so many of us are going to remember covering that day for the rest of our careers. It was like that special and that unique of a situation. But he played 11 years in the minor leagues. He played at independent ball. Shout out to the Sugarland Space Cowboys, now formerly known as the Skeeters. He has played in Australia and Mexico. Is that correct?
Mexico, yeah.
863 minor league games. I'm assuming those don't count the hundreds that you've played in the other leagues as well. Grinded with 5 different organizations. You got drafted in 2012 in the later rounds by the Padres, and you have like blown up because of not because of your journey, but more so because of the person you are and how much people just adore you. And it's been, so those two things combined made your major league debut one of the coolest days of this entire MLB season so far. So if that's the recap on Wynton's story. So first of all, Wynton, congratulations. And I know I've told you that 17 times this week. I gave you, sprinted up to you in the clubhouse with a big bear hug. You had no idea who I was.
Thank you. Big thank you to you. And I'll never forget, part of that day was a big prayer from you. That meant a lot to me too. That's special. When somebody prays for you, and people pray for me all the time. I pray for other people all the time. People don't even know. I could see somebody walking across the street. I was like, you know what? Something just tells me to pray for them. But prayer just goes such a long way.
Yeah. I was really glad that we were able to do that. We before his debut, we went aside in the dugout and I prayed over him because he's really strong in his faith, and it was just a really special day. So that's what he was referring to. My question that I just have to ask right now was, how was your first big league flight? Because we all clapped for you when you got on the plane. And how was your first night in a 5-star big league hotel?
Unreal experience. Getting on that flight, I was like, wait, we don't have to go through security? You just walk right in? It was awesome. It really was. I got food. I got the whole 9 yards. I got some cake, some ice cream, whatever I can get my hands on.
Careful.
I want to hear it all, though.
Be careful now. Okay.
Start in the beginning.
What's that?
I want to hear it all, though. Start in the beginning. Did you go chicken burrito, steak burrito, or taco salad?
I went steak burrito from the get-go. Okay. Steak over chicken. And then there was a brownie in there, and I didn't even know it.
In the chicken?
So good.
They were coming around, handing around brownies, and I was like, hey, let me get one of those. Jake Brady was like, man, you have one in your bag. I was like, how do you know I didn't already eat another one? I was like, you bring that one too. So I had a couple of brownies, and then I just got to relax. I actually got to caught up with a lot of people. It's been so crazy, obviously, the past couple of days. So I sent a lot of messages over to people, and then talking to a lot of the guys, just asking questions. And then, of course, on the bus trip from the plane to the hotel, Chuck, he made me get up in front of everybody and he started asking me like a million questions. And so I had to tell everybody my background and stories from the minor leagues, some that aren't appropriate for the podcast. But it was super fun. And I think the guys got to know me a little bit more.
Are they serious questions or is it funny?
In the beginning, it was serious. And then we started to get into like the more funny stuff, and guys were just asking whatever they wanted. It was pretty cool.
Okay, so I have a question, and I want you to run me through the minute you signed professionally, right? You think, okay, I'm here now, because everybody that signs professionally thinks you're only a cup of coffee away from the big leagues. Needless to say, that's not the truth. So your journey from that point, you've been everywhere. Walk me through some of it and the most memorable parts of it, please.
Wow. It's such a long journey, but
We got a long time.
Yeah. Okay. 2012, drafted by the Padres, and late round pick, 35th round. So I wasn't getting really much opportunities in the beginning. Obviously, a lot of the guys, like the first rounders, were getting a lot of opportunities. So I had that rookie season, and then the next year I worked with Phil Plantier back home. He was a hitting coach for the Padres. He changed my whole swing. And so I went into spring training that year, and I had a really good one. And they were about to release me, which I found out later. The guy, Randy Johnson, he told me, yeah, we were thinking about releasing you because you weren't that good last year. But since I had such a big swing change, they held on to me for 2013. But I just went all over the place. I was on 4 different teams. I was in Eugene, Oregon, Lake Elsinore, the Arizona League, and I went to Fort Wayne for a few days. So I was just kind of like the guy who was bouncing all over the place. And then the next spring training, I was going into it in January, and that's when I got released by the Padres. So then, I'm like, what do I do next? And I went to an open tryout with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and then they said, well, we have no spots available. We're giving our spots to some younger guys. So then I went to Florida, and I went to an open tryout with the Detroit Tigers, and there's probably like 120 guys there, and I was the only one to sign. So then I got.
Wow. How old were you there?
That one, I was 23 then.
Okay.
And then I went to A-ball with the Tigers, and then I won Midwest League MVP. Our starting center fielder got hurt the very first game, and then I got my opportunity, and I literally won the batting title, led the league in a whole bunch of different categories, and I won the Midwest League MVP. After the season, the Tigers put me on the 40-man roster. I'll never forget. I got a text from one of my teammates. He goes, "Hey, are you in the big leagues right now?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" He's like, "I think the Tigers just put you on the 40-man." I was like, "Well, that's not the big leagues. It is, but it's, it kind of is, but it's not, right?" But
at that point, it feels like it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. So, try not to extend this story out too long, but the next
Please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Please do. 2015, I went to AA. They wanted to send me to high A, and my agent was like, "Why would we send him to high A? Let's have him skip high A. Let's see how we can do a AA." I went to AA, and I led the league in hits and triples, had another really, really good season. And I was really, really, really hoping that I would get called up at the end of that year. It was like the perfect scenario where I think they needed another right-handed bat, and it was the last game of the season. I'll never forget the fans in Erie. They all stood up and gave me an ovation. People in the locker room, my teammates, were all hoping I was going to get to the big leagues. I know I was in AA, but I was still on the 40-man, and I didn't get that call, and I was super, super disappointed. But I took like just a couple days, and I said, we're going back again. And so I went to spring training with the Tigers. Once again, Cameron Maben got hurt that year, and so things were looking good for me to make the team. But unfortunately, I didn't have the best spring training. And on the very, very last day, Brad Ausmus brought me in, and he said, "We got to send you to AAA." So I was inches away once again. I ended up getting released by the Tigers in 2016. They DFA'd me. I finished out the year in AA. 2017, I was a free agent. I signed with the San Francisco Giants and had kind of a slow start, so my opportunities came slim. I stayed the whole year in AAA, but I was mostly used as like 4th or 5th outfielder. Yeah, exactly. I would get on and pinch run or come in for defense in like the 9th inning. And then I said, since I didn't have a good year, I have to go play winter ball. My agent told me, do not go to Venezuela. And I felt like that was the best opportunity I had to try to get picked up again. And, we still talk about it to this day. He goes, "I can't believe you went all the way to Venezuela and, try to get signed again." The way the situation was at the time, it was really, really terrible. I've had so many stories there. People breaking into zoos just to eat. It's not even a joke. They were killing zoo animals. It's just so sad. And so the Cubs signed me in 2018. They saw me play in Venezuela. They saw my 20 at-bats or whatever I had, something slim, but they said they liked what they saw. And 2018, not much playing time again, but I was kind of looked at as possibly a speed guy who could come up to the big leagues later on in the year. And I don't know if it was 18 or, oh, it was 18. My AA manager, he told me, he's like, hey, I think they want to bring you up to the big league club to steal bases. So I'm getting ready. I'm practicing. I'm working on my craft every day. And then they signed Terrence Gore, who's done it, you know, probably the best to do it in the playoffs and stuff like that. Disappointed again. And got another opportunity in 2019. I told him I was going to keep working hard. Went to spring training, had one of the best spring trainings I've had. I was in like 30 at-bats in spring training, hit 400 with a couple home runs. Things were like really looking up. And I get to AAA, and it's just a logjam again in the outfield. But I hold my own. And I sent me to AA after about 2 months, and I'll never forget. Upper management was saying, you handled it as a professional. You know, you're 28, 29 years old, but you're willing to go to AA. Just keep doing your thing down there, and you'll be right back up. I do my thing in AA for 3 weeks. I'm hitting over 300, and they bring me in. They say, hey, we got some younger guys. We got to let you go. I was up to that point in like 3 years. I was having like one of the best seasons. So disappointed once again. So disappointed. And then I had no other options. It was middle of the season. So then I went to independent ball. But I told myself I have to get out. You know, I'm about to make all these changes. So I started reading books, read Relentless by Tim Grover. Just try to change my whole mental attitude, because I could have been in a dark place, and I saw a lot of my teammates in dark places. I tried to bring them up as best as I could. And I had a really good year in independent ball. 2 more months left of the season. I think I got Player of the Month for the Atlantic League in September and broke some of the records in the playoffs. And then, you know, I sent everything to my agent. Overall, in 2019, I had a good year. I went to Mexico at the end of that year. I missed the Australia trip, by the way, but that was in 2018. And I got ready for big league camp. I went to Australia to get ready for camp that year.
That's where all big leaguers go to get ready.
That's right. The thing I like about Australia is it's extended so long into January too. So you're fresh for spring training. But you know, 2020 comes around, and I have no offers from any teams. My agent's pulling for me. He's trying, and nothing's coming up. So I said I'll sign back with the Skeeters. And then COVID happened. So they did a 4-team league down in Texas in independent ball. I'm down there playing, and I did pretty well. And I'm still trying to get picked back up. So 2021 rolls around, and it's January, still have nothing. I go to the Dominican. A couple teams saw me down there, but I was only there for about a week. It was like the end of the season. They needed a guy. And so I get a call from Phil Plantier, who's my hitting coach. And he said, hey, we're going to do a workout with Connor Joe, because Connor Joe, I believe, had gotten signed just like at the same time. And he said, we're going to work out at Westview High School, and Buddy Black's going to be there. Let me know if you want to come hit. And I was able to hit in front of Buddy Black. He actually threw me batting practice.
I was going to say, he told us that.
I shook his hand, said it's a complete honor. He was the first one to call me up in my first Major League spring training game in 2013.
Wow.
I hope he remembers that. I got to tell him if he doesn't remember that. I got called up. Oh my gosh,
wait. I'm like writing that down to do a report on.
My first big league spring training game, he called me up. So Buddy Black, I mean, I was a Padres fan growing up. He was obviously just a huge deal. And for me to hit in front of him was like, wow. I get a call from my agent the next day. I'm driving, back to my house from another workout. And he goes, the Rockies want to sign you. I lost it. Mm-hmm. I had to pull over. I lost it. I mean, like, just coming out of independent ball in itself, I mean, the whole journey has just been unbelievable. But even coming out of independent ball is so incredibly hard. And so 2021 didn't go as well as I wanted to. I was so thankful I got to go to spring training, spent the whole year in AAA. I got the fan favorite award. Like, so many good things did happen, but I wasn't where I wanted to be baseball wise. And so I tried to make a whole bunch of changes this past offseason. And even this offseason, I wasn't getting calls, the first couple months. So I said, let's go to Mexico. Let's prove to all the teams that I'm making a swing change, and let's see what happens. And sure enough, I got another call from the Rockies and a couple other teams that were interested. And I felt like I should go back to the Rockies because they had seen me last year, and I was comfortable with Warren Schaefer, my manager. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And so like I said, I had a really good year in Mexico, and I was able to transfer that into minor league spring training, and I just started running with it. 2020 came along, and I've been doing really well. I did really well in AAA. Let's see. I'm like top 5 in all the offensive categories.
Oh my gosh. In AAA, he hit, what were you hitting? 325 with 17 home runs, 26 stolen bases, 74 RBI, like a 980 OPS. Like,
so safe to say you earned the call up. It's not like, oh, we're going to do him a favor here.
Right.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Everything changed, man. It's so cool. Like, I learned how to hit again. Not again, but the right way. Like, I learned so much about myself that I knew I had potential for. Hitting the ball to right center, hitting line drives oppo, going left center gap. The stuff that I hadn't done in my career, I learned how to do it. And so super happy about that.
Okay, we want to take a quick break to tell you guys, we were talking so much about AAA and the minor leagues, that the Rail Riders, the Yankees AAA affiliate team, plays only about 2 hours from Yankee Stadium. So just take the trip to check out the Baby Bombers in action at PNC Field. They've got lots of great stuff happening at the park, like an awesome fireworks show every Friday, great drinks on drink deals and drinks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Wagon Wednesdays, where you can bring your dog to a game, and much more. It is a great experience for all ages. You can check out their team store at railriders.milbstore.com. You can follow them on social media at SWB Rail Riders. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can go see the Yankees' hottest prospects make their way up to the big leagues, and get your tickets today by going to swbrailriders.com. And if you use the promo code JOMBOY, you get 25% off the entire team store. So go check out the Baby Bombers. Maddie, is there anybody special there right now?
Peraza's there, obviously. Aaron Boone recently said, I believe, that they don't plan on bringing him up anytime soon, so you'll get a whole lot of Peraza, currently with Scranton. And then I still hope that he does get a chance to play at the MLB level at some point this season, so try to catch him there before it's too late.
Did you change anything workout wise, or was it just strictly swing, and was it your approach? Was it what changed?
I'd say the number one is the swing. So, staying through the ball way, way, way more, keeping my head on it way, way, way more. Not workout wise, but even the mentality of just going into my everyday and focusing on the mental. If I have one at bat, really not letting it get to me. 2 at bats coming. A lot of guys don't want that 4th at bat. They see the lineup card, like, oh shoot, well, I hope he gets out. No, that's not the way it's supposed to work. You want that 4th at bat. And David Justice has told me he had a bat against the Yankees. I think he was 0 for 4. And he said, hey, dog, that before the announcer could say I'm 0 for 4 with 4 Ks, before you could even say it, that first pitch, boom, hit a home run to right field, and I won the game for us. So it's just like, you just never know. I mean, in life and baseball, you just never know what's going to happen. All you can do is just give it your all,
I just want to say something real quick. A lot of people look at my story and go, "Oh, you're so persistent." I wasn't persistent. You were persistent. I just had opportunity and I had luck. What I did with that, I accept full responsibility for. But I got so lucky to get my opportunity. The difference is you didn't give up. Nothing stopped you. I never had something pushing me back. It was always, "Hey, try this, try this, try this." Whereas you've been kicked in the, more times than anyone that I've really heard, and nothing stopped you, man. What? So that was that one mentality change that changed everything, and you've just all of a sudden always been like that.
I've always been like that, but at the same time, I knew I needed to get better, obviously, and that's the whole goal, just to get better every time. But I mean, my mom was telling me this past off season, she's like, "Son, you've had it hard your whole life." She's like, "When you were in Little League," she said, "the coach didn't even want to play you because his own son." I mean, that happens a lot, but she said, "You made the All-Star team. You led the league in hitting your 11-year-old year, and you didn't get to start one game in All-Stars because the coach. So you had to go other places just to get, an opportunity." Once I get to high school, my high school coach tells me that, he's like, "What's your goal here?" And I said, "I want to get a Division I scholarship." And he goes, "Well, you can't even start for me here." Just mind-blowing things that have happened my whole life.
Yeah.
And I just keep getting beaten down. But like I said, I just get back up.
I know this has been his story this week, and it's been really, really special because his mom's been in town with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Did she come to St. Louis?
She's gonna come.
Yes.
I bet she's driving.
She wants to. She wants to. I told her, I was like, Mom, just tell me when you want to come back. She has to go back for a day, and then I think she's gonna try to come tomorrow or the next day. So I'm getting your flight, Mom. I'm getting your flight.
She hates flying though.
She just loves driving.
Okay.
She's more sentimental because her and my dad used to drive to my brother's games growing up, like all the way to New Mexico, North Carolina. They drove me back to Niagara. They just drive everywhere. They used to like everywhere.
Yeah. So that was a big part of Wynton's story this week. Peter, that was like a really special part of it was his mom, who is the like most welcoming, warm, kindest, open, just like you feel like you've known her forever when you sit down with her for 30 seconds.
Right.
And Wynton had said that he really saw how his mom took care of, and you can tell the story, Wynton, of your late father who passed away in
2010.
And when he saw how his mother took care of his dad every single day when his dad was bedridden, he promised himself that he was going to work as hard as she did forever. So, I mean, and you guys have probably seen the video, but when you calling your mom when you got the call and telling her that was the most incredible thing to watch. And she said that was the first time that you had ever expressed that to her. So it was just so special for her that whole phone call was so special for her.
It was. I mean, like I said, I can't watch the video without me crying again. Just thinking about it makes me emotional, There's just so many emotions. Like a mother's love, a father's love I'm just so thankful and so blessed. But for her to have all that strength, to see that for me, it's just like, wow, Mom, I can go through anything, And not only her, but my dad. My dad told me, he said, I would have left a long time ago, but I'm staying here for you, boy. And that meant a lot to me too, because I think he wanted to give up. He just wanted to let go. He was so sick. He was in pain. But he said, he started dialysis, and he told me he didn't want to do it at all. He said, I'm doing this for you. That's the only reason. And so between my mom and my dad, just seeing how they were fighting for me, it's like, I just want to make them proud. People ask, in college why, I never drank. I never did any drugs. I'm like, I look up to my parents so much. Why would I try to spend their money? Whereas I was working at the Clay dining hall, and everybody else was going out in college. When my parents came to visit me, all the money I had saved from the dining hall, I said, "This is for you guys." I gave them $1,000. I said, "Thank you guys for coming." It's just like, I'm so thankful with so much gratitude, like to the bottom of my heart, that my parents looked out for me so much growing up, and my mom obviously still continues to, but they've just done so much. So how can I not try to make them proud?
Unbelievable. I'm not saying anything. You go, Kelsey.
It's been such a special thing to follow along with. And now, how are you feeling in games now? Like, are you settling in at all? What are the nerves like? I mean, are you getting comfortable up here? How long does that take?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting comfortable. Last game felt better. I didn't have a good game. I know I got my first RBI, but there's a couple of things, and for whatever reason, I think I've gone back to kind of like my old swing. But mentally, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of stuff tonight to try to get back to where I was. And even after my last out, I said, "Oh, that's what I need to do." So I think I've already kind of figured it out, and now it's just about putting it together. And I'm looking forward to the next time I get to play, whether it's a pinch hit, whether it's a start. And just going up there and showing what I really can do, because I've worked so hard up to this point, especially making all these swing changes in AAA. I don't want to let anybody down. It's disappointing. I was pretty let down after the game yesterday. I'm not going to lie, just because I was like, dang, I let Buddy Black down, I mean, he's the one. And so my
One
team,
game, man.
yeah, that's very, very true. Very true. It's just one game, but I got over it after about 30 minutes, and that's usually my window. After about 30 minutes, when I can shower and I'm good,
Yeah.
and all the guys are back there supporting me. So back to my positive attitude right away.
Is your heart rate slowing down at the plate yet, or is it still okay?
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine just, I don't know, the nerves that go into it. But I just don't know how long that would take for them to die down a little bit.
I know, right?
They never do.
Everybody told me to be you up there. So I think that calmed me down a lot too. So I haven't really been nervous. It's just been more of I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I really did belong when I was walking up to the plate. Like,
but at the same time, after as many opportunities and chances as you thought you might have had and not gotten, to finally get one, you can be forgiven for thinking you might want to press a little bit the first two games. I mean,
I know, right?
Everybody wants to ball out and go 4 for 4, but
yeah.
BJ, my colleague BJ tells me that he says 100 at bats. After 100 at bats at a certain level, you can really tell what it's going to be like and what you're going to be like. So
that's Brian Jordan.
That's Brian Jordan. Yeah.
The Brian Jordan.
The Brian Jordan. Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've heard that before too.
Yeah.
So in your debut, that the hit was like electric just because he beat out an infield single and he was called out. And when it showed on the jumbotron,
how do you call that out? Maybe to set the drama. Sure, Mr. Umpire, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. But right. You were like 3 feet past the base when he called you out.
I know. I was like, please, buddy, please challenge this. Like, please. Because in the minors, like I said, that's happened to me several times. I mean, probably over 60 times in my career where there's been a bang play and I felt like I was safe. And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. You're out. And sometimes umpires, for whatever reason, they're ready to go, or they usually don't think I'm that fast, especially if it's their first time seeing me play. So they're kind of surprised by the call, or they're not used to guys hustling like really, really hard down the line. But I'm all about hard 90s. And so sometimes I get caught off guard, but I was just so thankful that he challenged the call because I was 100% sure I was going to be safe.
So was everybody in planet Earth who saw the replay.
Hey, how do you like the pitch clock down in AAA?
I like it. It speeds up the game a lot. It really does. It's funny because here, everybody takes their time, and I forgot I have so much time. So as soon as somebody gets out, I'm like rushing up to the plate. They haven't even announced. It's happened twice already. They haven't announced my name yet, and I'm already walking up. Like, the guys just because in AAA you have like, I don't know what it is, 25 seconds, but I'm all rushing up to the plate. I'm like, oh, okay. I got time. And even in between pitches, it's better now because I have time. But in AAA, the game speed up.
Do you prefer it?
Oh, it's such a good question. The only thing I don't like is I like to call time a couple different times. And here, or in AAA, you can only call it once.
Okay.
I do like how it's sped up, but I wish they gave you a little bit more time. It's like,
I'd like you to ask him in a month too. All of a sudden he starts hitting 400, couple of tanks, and all of a sudden he's walking up to his music, maybe a couple of dance moves.
I know, right?
Showing out.
Exactly.
That's what I was talking to Brian Servin about it. And Brian was saying how he thinks he actually prefers it, but he wishes that it was like 2 seconds longer or like something minimal. But he was like, I actually like it. But so are you intentionally trying to slow down up here now that you have more time, or are you just doing the same thing you were doing in AAA?
I'm intentionally trying to slow down a little bit because it's nice to just breathe, you know? You can like step out, you can breathe. Whereas before you just have to, you're ready for the next pitch already. And the pitcher's taking his time too. So I don't want to be like all locked in when he's not even ready.
Yeah. Okay, we went to interrupt this interview very quickly to tell you about our good friends over at DraftKings, because college football is back. Like, seriously, the best time of the freaking year. I love fall. I love just listening to college football on TV and taking a nap under a nice blanket. I love eating queso. I love football season, and it's time to enjoy the tradition, the fun and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. To celebrate the best time of the year right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any team, LSU, and get $200 in free bets instantly, win or lose. If that's not enough action, you can also place a same game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. Just combine multiple bets into one, like which team will get the win, which team will score first.
Which card's worth more?
DraftKings. Ooh. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JOMBOY. Bet just $5 on college football and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's promo code JOMBOY only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and up in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for terms and resources. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Tennessee. Caller or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. In New York, called 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. One per new customer, minimum $5 deposit and wager $200 issue as 8 $25 free bets. Well, in your debut, it was cool because we had spoken so much about your speed. Obviously, your average, you've hit for power, and you showcased the glove in that game. You showcased the speed with the stolen bag and the speed to beat out that infield single. But how good did it feel to be able to get that stolen bag in your debut, just to kind of like show them like, hey, I can do it up here too? I
know, right? That was so cool. And Giddy, he's talking to me at first base. And I was like, have the green light, right? He's like, yeah, you do. So I was like, I'm going to take off on this pitch. I wanted to go on the first one, but obviously I wanted to see how the pitcher, how quick he was to the plate. And so the second one, after I saw that first one, I was like, oh, I got him. And so I just took off with no regrets and just did it like I wasn't in the minors or playing winter ball, just same game.
Did you steal the base? Did you get the actual base?
Like, what all did you get from your debut?
I got my first major league hit ball. I got the first catch. They authenticated my cleats, but I'm still wearing them because I love them.
Yeah, those are sick.
Thank you.
You got the sticker on them?
Yeah. Still playing with the sticker. Like, if the sticker comes off, we'll just try to find a new one or something.
Oh, hold on. I got one here somewhere.
I think that's it.
Oh, man, that's so funny. If you don't know what an authentication sticker looks like, they put it on everything these days, so I don't blame you for wearing them anyway.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that all you got? The ball, both balls, the cleats?
Yeah, they said they were going to try to give me the lineup card.
That'd be cool.
When I get back. That's what I'm really hoping for. I want to, and hopefully Buddy, will sign that and everything.
Yeah. Buddy's the best, man.
He is. It's funny, the first time I met him too at that workout, because he went to San Diego State. Mm-hmm. And I was like, buddy, my mom went to San Diego State. Like, did you try to hit on my mom back in college? But they went at different times anyway, but he was laughing about it.
He is like the kindest, most intentional person. So that has to be really cool, because you grew up a Padres fan, and you said that Buddy was just somebody who you really loved because he was the manager at the time, right? You're a big fan of him?
For sure. Yeah, especially like, around the time I was in college, I used to always follow the Padres. And I was lucky because I did get drafted by him. But Buddy Black was like, he was the man.
Okay, Pete, did you see that they went on Family Feud?
I haven't seen, if there's a video, I haven't seen the video, but I saw you did go on Family Feud.
I've looked for like 2 hours for the video.
Our broadcast tried too.
Oh, you broadcast showed it?
We couldn't find the video anywhere. Oh. We were trying to get some sort of video from the show, but we didn't find it.
It's so funny. This kid from Instagram, he's in Albuquerque. He's like my biggest fan. He's the coolest kid in the world. I've made a connection with him. He unfortunately lost both of his parents, so I've been trying to be like a good role model for him. He did a whole research for about 8 hours and found it on some illegal website, downloaded the whole thing. I was like, how did you even find this? I don't know how he found it. But they took it off YouTube because of copyright like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But some kind of way he found the video.
Dang.
I know.
Well, Peter, Steve Harvey called Wynton a nasty little thing.
He did.
And what was your response?
Tell him the question.
It was first.
And I'll tell you what my response was. I'll give you an answer. I'll give you an honest answer. Ask me the question.
Peter,
okay.
I would love to.
One answer. We have to go for 5 answers.
Oh, so you was in the actual. Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Survey says, no, it was name something a sex education teacher brings to class.
Dildo.
4 more.
No.
I got to do 5 of them?
That was wrong, too. Why would they bring that?
Sex education? To show what the size of a penis is? I mean, maybe the shape and size. Isn't that what they do in sex ed? Like, this is a penis, this is a vagina. And, no?
Oh, man. I'm blushing for you right now. See, if you were in my shoes, Steve probably would have called you a nasty little thing, too.
Probably.
What was your answer?
Well, what? Dang. I don't know if she's be on here. Okay, my mom said condoms. She got it right. I think that was the number 1 answer.
That was good.
And then it got around to me, and I said birth control pills because I didn't think it was in the same category as condoms, right? Or I said birth control. And so Steve Harvey's like, that might not work. So then I said birth control pills and got my first X, right? So then it comes back around to me again, and I said porn. And then that's when Steve goes up to my mom. He's like, that Wynn's a nasty little thing, huh?
Oh, man. I can absolutely just envision Steve Harvey saying that.
Oh, like, all right.
With a look on his face, like he's judging. Man, that would be beautiful.
Man. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, it was a pretty embarrassing moment for me.
All right, fine. Just send us the video and we'll add it. That's fine.
The pictures are phenomenal. The close-up of you is my favorite.
The little afro.
Yeah.
That was my good luck charm that season. So I couldn't cut it.
Well, it wasn't good luck at Family Feud because you went over 3.
Definitely wasn't.
And then I got to meet both of your brothers. So Pete, he has a brother who played in the NFL and a brother who played in the NBA who also played like 15 years overseas. So 3 professional athletes in 3 different sports.
Your mom, that's doing it. I'm telling you. That's some impressive genes.
All right.
How was it growing up in a family like that? Was it competitive?
It was, but they're much older than me. One's 9 years and one's 12 years older than me. So my brother was 9 years older than me. He was at the house up until probably like 7th grade or 8th grade. But he'd always have me in the backyard, just having me playing defense on him. And it was like impossible. But I had to play as hard as I could because I needed to get him better, right? And then he started yelling at me if I started doing bad. He's like, no, move your feet. You know what I mean? And my oldest brother, it wasn't as competitive because he played a totally different sport, which is football. But they've taught me so much growing up. And the cool thing is, I tell people all the time, my parents didn't even care if we played sports. They would get us into piano lessons, saxophone lessons. I got a text from one of my old coaches from Little League. He's like, I always just remember you as the kid who came late and you apologize because you were late from your saxophone lessons. And so, I don't know, it's just pretty cool just because like my parents would just get us to anything. They wanted to just try everything and give us the opportunities that they said that they never had.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm still trying to look up whether we faced each other. I swear we faced each other. I'm just trying to get actual proof that we faced each other because I swear you probably hit a missile off me.
Maddie, can you look that up?
It's not super easy when it's not an MLB game.
I can certainly. I'm asking some people too, just depending on what time they wake up in Australia.
I was only there for the month of January.
Okay, so they brought you in after the Christmas for the playoff run?
Right.
Okay. Was it split up then? Was it East and West, or would everybody play everybody?
I think it was split up.
Maybe I didn't face you.
Oh, shoot.
But I will find out.
All right. Easy. I know we played what was it, Green Team, Auckland?
Yeah, Tuatara. Did you play in Auckland or did you play at home?
We played at home.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we played, how do you say, Melbourne?
Yeah, Hey. If you played in Melbourne, did you play on turf?
No, we didn't go there though. I think if
we came to you guys.
If that was it, I know we played Perth too.
Peter's the manager of the Melbourne Aces. Did you know that?
Yeah, he just told me.
Okay.
So sweet. Are you looking for another outfit?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I am. I'm not kidding. Did you like it that much?
I did love it that much, though. Seriously.
And hey, we'll talk.
All right. All right.
You finish off this unbelievable big league season, and we'll talk.
All right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You guys, interrupting it one more time because the Hudson Valley Renegades, the high affiliate of the New York Yankees, their stadium is over there in Wappingers Falls, New York. You should go check them out. Okay, you should go to a game. They're running that great deal, the buy one get one lower box. But you can visit hvrenegades.com. Join them for the last 2 weeks in August as they have back-to-back homestands. Close out the summer at the Dutch with your future Yankees of tomorrow. Like I mentioned, that one really good deal, buy one, get one lower box ticket. It's the whole rest of the season with the promo code JOMBOY. You can stay up to date with all the top Yankee prospects, maybe some of the new draft picks as they make their way through the system. IG, their Instagram is at HV Renegades. That's also their Twitter. New hats, new merch, and new swag. Wow. There's a discount. You can use the discount code JOMBOY for 20% off of merch, and you can also use the promo code JOMBOY for tickets. You get a double whammy there.
Double wizzo.
Make sure you visit hvrenegades.com. Buy one, get one lower box tickets the rest of the season with code JOMBOY, and use code JOMBOY for 20% off your purchase at the Renegades team store. Let's get back to Wynton. Peter or Maddie, do you guys have anything that I didn't get to that you wanted to ask about?
I do not. I'm still just I'm enamored by the story, and I can't wait to follow you the rest of the year. Honestly, I just think it's going to be, no matter what happens, I'm not even going to predict anything. I just know you're going to do great things between now and whenever you decide not to.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Really.
I was curious. Were you roommates with Ben Verlander?
I was.
How was it?
Awesome. He's the best. We had so many memories. We'd always be like singing together, and man, he's a great dude. I actually caught up with him a couple months ago, and he was really pushing for me. He said, I'm so happy to see that you're still playing. And it's cool because I think a lot of people who aren't playing or in the game, they still follow me, and they feel like that's my major league debut. Even yesterday, it's like they could kind of feel it that they did it too, Mm-hmm. So like the guys that I've made close relationships with and are pushing for me, I think they feel so happy because it's like they've been a part of it, or they feel like they're going up to bat with me.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was thinking while you were telling your story of path to the MLB, you said you were in spring training with the Tigers, right?
Right.
Were you on the field with Miguel Cabrera? And if so, like, we've had a few people on who say like, oh, Miguel Cabrera is somebody I looked up to a lot, this and that. Is that somebody that gave you pointers in the dugout and stuff?
So Miguel Cabrera, he was so cool, man. He's like playful all the time in the dugout to all his teammates. I really love his swing, and he's giving me pointers in the cage, not so much on the field, but in the cage. He's told me a couple of drills to do. Keep the ball close to me. Make sure your path is inside out. You're trying to drive that ball to right center no matter what. And it's funny because before every single game, I'll watch clips of him hitting, and I'll watch JD Martinez. I have to watch those before the game. Now it's becoming to the point where guys are always like, are you, what's the word? Not routine, but like, do you have any
superstitions?
Superstitions, yeah. It's almost like a superstition now where I have to watch both their swings to get my mind mentally locked in. But I love their swings. So
I used to love their swings too when I was dominating them for the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, I'm gonna tell them you said that.
Little one time. You can tell them that Detroit was the team I used to love. Don't worry about that. That was fun.
Oh, that's so funny.
But that was a nightmare, by the way. Nightmare alley. It's because of that very reason. I threw a sinker. I told you, low arm slot, sinker slider guy. But that inside out used to crush me because I used to rely on guys trying to pull me all the time.
Gotcha.
Those two guys will be the only guys. In fact, JD hit a missile his last at bat against me, and thank God I retired, but because he was going to get me after that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Last thing, we do this in every episode, and you might have the best shot out of anybody that's ever been on this podcast. We do Aussie Lingo. So Pete tells us an Australian slang word, and then it's our job to guess what that means in actual English.
Okay.
So Pete. Oh,
In
yeah.
And you
actual
tell him
English.
he's gonna swipe through this book, and
I'm
you
going to swipe
tell
through
him
this.
when
You're going to
stop.
tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Oh, early. Spruker.
Who's guessing first? Nose goes.
Oh, I can guess first if I need nose goes though. I love that.
Do you want to know how it's pronounced? Sprue, Sprooker. Spruker, but it's spelt Spuiker.
Potato.
Wow.
That's normally the route I take, Wynton, just super random.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go.
I was like, I'm still trying to think.
Deep in thought.
It's a rose petal.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going with your next door neighbor.
A spruker is a person who stands in front of a shop or stall and eagerly promotes its wares to passerby. I'm a spruker. Come in here. Hey, check me spruker. This. No, exactly. You'd never would have.
So niche. How would we have ever gotten that
I
one?
know.
You wouldn't. That's the whole point of the Aussie slang book, everybody.
Do you ever use that word?
No. I've used spruker before. I have.
Yeah.
I tell a lie, but not in my daily. I'm never going to use it now. I have used it, but I haven't used it that way. I've used it to describe somebody that, like, if you've like spruiked something up, it means that you've played something up. Is what I've used it as.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You want me to read some more words? Dosh.
Yeah.
You know what
Better
dosh
one.
is?
No.
Okay, dosh. I think I've used this before, actually.
Cool.
Nah.
Dosh.
I'll use it in a sentence and you get it straight away. Can you lend me some dosh?
Money.
Yeah.
Oh, I
cash.
like that one.
You like dosh? You can use dosh.
Dosh.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Funker nickel.
Also, Drain the Dragon is on the same page as dosh, which means go to the bathroom.
Drain the track.
Do you say that?
Yeah, I say lizard, but dragon, same thing.
Oh, very nice.
But
Okay,
different.
is everybody good? Because we've taken up now 55 minutes of Wynton's time.
I'm sorry, Wynn.
No worries. I didn't even know. Time was kind of flying, honestly.
Well, like I know this has been just an absolutely insane week for you, and it's an off day, and you spent 55 minutes on a Zoom call with us. So, like, thank you so much, first of all.
Okay.
Really
And
appreciate it.
We're just so happy for you. And like, I'm so excited that I have a front row seat to this, because this has just been really cool getting to know you and your family and your story. And we are forever fans now. Forever fans.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, that is the Royals 2016 September picture of the month. Sorry, they mentioned that in the chat. There it is, just in case you were wondering.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you please text me and let me know if you found out if we face each other? I'm going to try to
100%.
look it up too. Now I want to know.
100%. I'm going to find the box scores.
All right.
But, okay.
Good.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Well, I'll be keeping everybody up to date with Wynton throughout the rest of the season. So thank you so much, Wynton. Maddie Mass, great job. You didn't get to talk much today. It makes me a little sad when you don't talk. Pete,
Yeah.
great job.
I just showed up. You guys did it all.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We are now Wynton Bernard fans. Farm on, farm often. We will see you next Wednesday.
See you guys.